doing?
Oh, it's the bar. It's a dumbbell.
It's a dumbbell.
Yeah.
Okay. Some children. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Waterhouse Forde. So, in the last video, you saw us finishing off the sleeve puller, and today we're going to put it to the test. So, we're going to attempt to pull the sleeves out. At least we'll do one and see how we go. And depending on how it goes, we'll hopefully do the others as well. But if we need to put or use a significant amount of heat, then of course it might take a little while. So anyway, we're going to have a go. Hope that you enjoy this, and of course we hope that it goes well. Join us to see. Okay, so currently the engine is sitting upside down. What we want to do is obviously turn it around.
It's raining.
Yeah, that's the penetrating oil I put in. And that's a good point. What I did overnight, I put some penetrating oil all around the outside of the sleeves. It probably won't be able to get in there, but I thought it's better to have it than not.
Dad, imagine we can just pull these sleeves out.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
If you're going to build that whole sleeve puller on.
Right, bring that threaded bar.
Ready. Wow. I'll assemble it for you.
Okay, put that through the top.
Ow.
No. Right, now on the bottom, you put the nut on first, but put it upside down.
Okay, so that way.
Other way.
So about how far? Where it was?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, and now, yeah.
Now the plug.
I was just moving the bolt up and then moving the plug up a little
Okay,
bit.
now we'll just lock that nut and plug together, just gently. Right, now what we do is we lift that up and we center that in the sleeve, like
Okay.
that.
Now you got to get that all the way down.
Yeah.
Why did you use such a big bar?
Okay, stop there, stop. Right, grab the oil can. Just put a couple of drops of oil on that washer. And under the nut. That'll do, just good. Probably won't make any difference, but there's no harm in trying. Squeeze. Okay, put that down.
Is it ready?
Yeah.
Is it ready?
Okay, now let's just make sure this is lined up and as straight as we can get it, as even as we can get it. It's about there, right. Tighten that up.
Twist, my friend, twist.
So it's easier to pull than to push, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll just put it on.
Okay, it's coming.
Good.
Brilliant. That's worked exceptionally well.
Well, it hasn't collapsed yet, so that's good. Oh, it's getting a bit tighter.
Yeah, it's coming to the next flange.
What? It's coming to the next what?
Flange. There's a. You see this here is thicker than this here is thicker than that, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's thicker on the top. It's got like what they call a flange or a band. And then the next one is another one lower down.
And
Look at the sludge coming out.
I know.
Now that is very much, or looks to me very much like sandblasting sand,
Which was also what was in the oil.
which is also what was in the oil. So, right, that's loose now. That's why it's turning. So that we can take it off now.
Yeah. Can you lift the puller, please?
No. Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. I'll just get us in the camera.
Now we have.
So there you go. You can see there's sand, literally grit, from when the tractor was sandblasted, all collected inside there. It's obviously somehow got into the engine. And of course that's the cooling jacket, the water cooling. And it is literally sand, grit.
Found some of this as well in the.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. That has worked exactly as designed, exactly as planned. So very pleased about that.
Now for the next one.
And now we just carry on. Well, there you go. 4 sleeves removed. And as you can see inside there, a lot of gunk. It's really quite surprising, but I mean, the water channels were open. You can see there that was open. The actual recesses that those sleeves sit in, they look okay. They don't look too badly. They're certainly not corroded or anything like that, so that's a good thing. You can see the remains of the spectacle gasket there. That'll obviously have to come out. we have a replacement for that. So yeah, a lot of dirt in there, but they came out easy. Let's have a look from the other side, at the other side rather. So same story there, not great. And then looking at the sleeves themselves, I mean, I think you've seen them in the video already, but you can see there a lot of stuff, a lot of dirt caked on them. But generally, I mean, from what I can see, I will have a closer look. I don't see any cracks, any scars, any bad notches or anything like that. So they did their job, and I think it's about time they were replaced. So very happy to be doing this job now. So there you go, a DIY homemade sleeve puller. I think it worked really well. It worked exactly as designed, exactly as I expected it to. I'm certainly very pleased with it. And the good thing is that it can be disassembled and stored. All the individual components can be stored, so it won't take up a huge amount of space. But it can be put away now for the next time. Well, listen, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for following along, and of course, for those of you who have subscribed, thank you for subscribing, thank you for sticking with us. And if you haven't yet subscribed, now would be a great time to do so. The next jobs from here is just cleaning. So the block and the cylinder head will now go into first a degreasing bath. Well, actually, first what we'll do is we'll spray them down just to get rid of all the loose dirt. They'll then go into a degreasing bath, then into an acid bath, and finally a good spray down again. Let them stand to dry. Make sure everything's come clean. Obviously there'll be scraping in between as always. And of course we need to get all the gasket mating surfaces nice and clean. So we'll get all that done, and then we'll start reassembling. Of course that's the exciting bit. Now for the next few weeks we're going to be working on other projects. The Ferguson is going to be paused. The project's going to be paused. As we're approaching summer, there are other jobs around the property that need doing. One which is quite exciting is that we're going to do some work on the International, which some of you might enjoy. We're going to be doing a general service. We're going to be looking at the brakes and most likely replacing the brakes. We need to replace or rebuild, depending on what we find, the hydraulic arm leveling box. And a few other jobs that need doing. So we're going to be taking a look at the axle pin to see how, if there's any wear in that and if it needs sorting out. I suspect it's okay, but we're going to check it anyway. I also want to go through the spindles on the front steering or on the front wheels, make sure that those bearings are still okay. I'm feeling a little bit of play, and I'm not sure whether it's in the spindles or whether it's in the steering box. It might also be obviously in the tie rod ends on the end of the steering arms. But anyway, we're going to go through the steering with a fine-tooth comb on the International, and I'm sure some of you will find that exciting, or interesting at least. The other job we've got to do is to service the mowers, ready for the cutting season. So we've got our Mountfield ride-on mower that needs to have a general service. We're also going to be rebuilding the cutting deck on that. So that's predominantly replacing bearings. And then we will also be doing the paddock mower, so the mower that sits on the back of the International. For mowing the paddock, we're going to go through that as well, bearings, and basically just clean and re-grease everything. So it's going to take a few weeks to get through all of that. So unfortunately the Ferguson needs to be paused. But hopefully in between all those jobs we'll be able to do a few reassembly jobs, such as reassembling the cylinder head, which I think is probably what we're going to be doing first. But again, as I said, most of the work now for the next few weeks is going to be around cleaning, and then obviously working on the other equipment, the working equipment on the property. So look, I hope it's been good. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you for following along, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video. Speak to you soon.